All right, what to do, everybody? It's your boy LG from Where There's Smoke. I'm here with Mr. Joe Games. Apparently, we have a little cricket or June bug that's here with us. And we're going to talk about Drake and Iceman, for sure, and the other two albums he dropped. And we're going to talk about Vlad and 6ix9ine have dropped many interviews. I think probably at least 2 or 3 this year. And they're really kind of creating their own little duo. So we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk a little bit about Trump and his usual shenanigans. And then we also have a story, I think, about Kim K that Joey's more informed about. And to cap it all off, we'll talk about something that's a little more local to me and in Texas, a little unfortunate shooting in Austin. So that's a lot of topics that I hit them all. But, hopefully we'll hit them all and give our good opinions. I'll let Mr. Joe Games say what's up, and then we'll kind of get into it.
What's everybody, Mr. Joe Games? I've been on that Iceman album on repeat. Big fan of Drake. I haven't heard much of his other two albums. Been meaning to get to that. And 6ix9ine, it's at it again. Vlad, it's what we do. No, can't be stopped, right, LOG?
Yeah, 6ix9ine needs it.
I've been loving the interviews. It's been good content. No fake content. No desperate content.
No
Just
desperate
good
content.
Yeah, because they're already rich. Like 6ix9ine's doing it for free, but he still wants more money, of course. And he better enjoy it while he can. Who knows how long he'll be, relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just trying to rack up as much money as he can, just retire. Shit.
Yeah. I like how he's talking about God, too. He's like, God did all this.
And you know what? I was reading the YouTube comments, and they're like, how narcissistic do you have to be to, celebrate your success off narcissism and then bring God into it and make it seem like it's all his plan, when really, this Drake has been... When you're at the top for so long, people are just waiting and waiting and waiting for you to fall.
Yeah. There's
And
people that are way
course,
better than
this is...
Tekashi that don't have anything. So what kind of God would do that?
For sure.
He's just a fucking idiot. He's not a good
I
representative.
think
of
he's
God.
very blessed. I think he's very
not very blessed at all. He couldn't even change
you think
Vlad's
his money,
mind.
his influence?
Him and Vlad were having a
money
debate.
and
He couldn't even
influence got
change
him
Vlad's
out?
mind. He was like standing up and screaming and getting all emotional. I'm fucking facts, dude. Facts, Vlad. People were talking about how he couldn't sit down the whole second half of the interview. Did you notice that? He was standing up because he was so worked up and hyped up.
that's his thing,
Yeah.
But I feel like people were making a lot of excuses for other people, and then when it comes to 6ix9ine, it's like...
Yeah.
They
It's
just
like,
bury
how
him,
blessed is he if he still cares about all those other fucking idiots that are still making the same mistake he made? That's what I heard from him. He's like a little child throwing a tantrum. Vlad, look at me. Vlad, listen, Vlad. Because Vlad was trying to say something. He's like, Vlad. He's like, these people I burned my hand on the stove. You see these kids that are burning their hand on the stove and no one cares as much as when I did it? How come they don't care about when I burned my hand on the stove? They cared. But when Dirk is burning his hand on the stove, Vlad, they don't care. It's like, dude, you sound like a little kid that still cares about something you know what I mean? That's how he sounds.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? My point? I'm not I want the best for him, but I'm just saying in his spiritual path and growth and getting close to God, and then people that are trying to figure stuff out, they hear him talk about God and oh dude, this guy's grossing me out with how he's talking God doesn't support what you are. He's like, God, all this. It's just like, dude, you got it wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, God will humble people that don't have it, are not grateful for what's going on. So when Drake was riding high and he was making fun of your bad situation, yeah, now Drake's in a bad situation. But if you're right back where he was, laughing at him now, then you better watch out. You know what I'm saying? It's better to say even kill. 6ix9ine likes to ride those emotional waves, But yeah, it's good content, but he that's why he's not
Yes, Mom. I already put it out.
Joey, take out the trash.
Yeah, tell me to take out the trash. I already did.
um.
Shit. Let me close my door real quick.
So, what were your thoughts on the Iceman thing? I was giving it like a couple more listens. I like Too Hard for the Radio. Little Birdie is cheesy, but I like it kind of. There's one more that really stuck out to me.
I'm back. Whisper my name.
That one didn't stick out to me, but I.
Whisper my name.
Shut the fuck up, Janice. I don't know why that one was called that one. That one kind of stuck out to me a little bit.
I don't remember that one. But I think it's good.
Let's see.
But like Whisper My Name, I think Iceman. But he had a really good feature on Iceman.
Well, today the
I
Justice
think that's what made that one good.
He didn't have a. He didn't have a song titled Iceman, but I guess that doesn't matter.
For some reason, when I Google Iceman, it says Iceman lyrics and track list. But let's look. Okay, so Make Them Cry.
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here.
Dust was okay, but they had a weird feature from Sean Gillis, and they just made it really weird.
Shane Gillis at the very end. Joey,
Shane
you don't know who
Gillis,
Shane Gillis
yeah.
is? Sean Gillis.
He's like, I like those kids. Bro, I can't keep
Joey.
up with all these celebrities, these internet
Oh my
celebrities.
God,
and
he's like one of the top
can't keep up with
comedians right
everybody.
now.
I don't like comedians. Now we're fucking. That's comedians' names have to be remembered. Like, is he Eddie Murphy? Fuck no.
Wow, fuck Eddie Murphy.
But Dust was really good.
You like that?
Eddie Murphy, I believe he also made music.
Not wow.
Party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Boo.
Come on.
Janice, shut the fuck up.
'Cause
Was
you're not
good.
party all the time.
Ran to Atlanta was okay. To me, that was just like when I heard
mean-
Ran to Atlanta, that was just like basically the intro of like, hey, Future and Drake are back. But it didn't like.
Well, that's what a lot of people said.
It wasn't like a home
Really
run,
a lot.
Drake and Future. Like, it wasn't them showing me all they can do, but it was like, hey, we're back together and watch out. Like, we're gonna come up. Like, but it wasn't. They didn't reach their full potential. You know what I mean? Together.
Yeah.
Shebang. I was really
Make
liking
Them
the
Cry
beat.
for sure. Shebang was really good. I heard good people talk about it.
Dude, that's
Make
the
Them
one that has the
Pay.
Migos
Call it-
ad libs in the back.
Yeah.
What other ones did you like?
Make Them Pay.
Hey.
Most of these songs are about Kendrick and like the industry and like
Little
people he's
Birdie, I
worked
love that one.
with. Burning Bridges, that's another one.
Bees on the Table was the one with 21 Savage, right?
Yeah.
And then what did I miss? I skipped it, but that's the one that he put out as a single like a long time ago, and it was pretty good. Not like
Yeah, that was
amazing.
pretty
but-
good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So anyway,
Too
overall,
Hard for the Radio. I know you like that one.
oh yeah,
Little Birdie was okay. Make Them Remember.
it was so catchy.
Firm Friends. Don't Worry was lame as frick.
Frick,
I
could
almost
you
need to read the lyrics.
go for it? Yeah. Little Birdie, I was telling Joey this. I could tell that he turned his pitch up. I wish he would have turned the pitch down. Like, however much he turned it up, he should have turned it down just as much. And bro, it would have sounded so sick.
Okay, so I found the part where I was like, it started off good, right? Don't worry. And then I'm listening to it, and then he goes, I just want to see a boy beg on the pavement. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, and then he
see
said, "I want to
what?
see a boy struggle with the payments." He's like, "Okay, that was so gay." It's like you're a millionaire. Why do you want to see
then
someone
he's
begging
like,
on the pavement over a phone bill? That's kind of gay, right?
I just get that boy hit for the entertainment. I just want to see a boy struggle with payments.
That was gay.
I just want to see a boy working on the day shift. I'm like, what the? I fucking almost threw off my headphones.
He wants to go to Sonic and see
I'm
you
like,
working, right?
what? I was playing World of Warcraft. I fucking paused like everything I was doing. I didn't give a fuck if I died or pissed off my teammates. I fucking skipped that song. I was like, what
That
the
was
fuck
so
is this
good.
shit?
Yeah.
That made me really question Drake. Like, I'm a huge Drake fan. Like, I fucked with Drake, and then I heard this fucking song.
Yeah, that was gay.
It made me want to vomit. Like, felt very, very gay.
That was
Felt
gay.
gross. I was like, dude, come. Like, how do you that for you or like speak good about you if you're doing this shit?
Yeah, that was whack.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was still the rest of the songs are pretty good.
Okay,
That
what
was
else?
Very weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
I think that's it.
6ix9ine and Vlad. There's not a lot to say, but they've just been loving and hugging on each other. And 6ix9ine, he needs it all going
Well,
his
because
way.
6ix9ine's doing these interviews. Okay, I think that 6ix9ine's doing the interview free, but after the first one or whatever, he should have been like, all right, now I need my bag. Because it's like, bro, you're not in this forever. And like, DJ Vlad doesn't mind paying you.
Yeah, I think he's gonna start
you
getting
know?
paid soon.
But I think 6ix9ine has plans for DJ Vlad, and he always wants to be on good terms with him.
Yeah, it's just
You know, the biggest
they're petting on each
podcast.
other. They need each other.
And like, that's how 6ix9ine thrives. I think it's because like every time he like thrives on the internet, his music also goes up, like on the charts and stuff.
Yeah, people go back and listen to his old
6ix9ine was
shit.
even talking about it. He was even talking about it in the interview. He's like, Vlad, when I came on the interview, you want to see my charts? You want to see how my streams were going? They were going up, up, up.
Yeah, people go back and
he was
listen to his old
loving
shit. Yeah.
So I mean, like either way, he's getting paid. But
It's funny. I heard Adam and Vlad talking about 6ix9ine and how his music career was popping back in the day, and if they thought it would be popping again. And Adam was like, I just don't know how we let that really captivate all our heads and like our minds. And like 6ix9ine does have like, to me, 2 or 3 or 4, a handful of songs that I could like and I'll listen to and like jam. But I'm not as much as other stuff and not as frequently and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, go ahead.
Wiki Ikiu. He's got a song like that.
Yeah, there's one that I forgot that I really like, but anyway. But what I'm trying to say is, at the time, like people in the South, we really weren't as like hypnotized by 6ix9ine. I feel like on the East Coast they were, because that's where he's from, and on the West Coast he was making like a lot of drama with them, so they really cared a lot. But I feel like down here we had like other shit going on, and we definitely knew he was going on, and we like listened to some of his shit, but like it just wasn't at like. And I know how, because he was going on interviews and he was in the clubs other place, and he was like, I'm in your city and all this shit. So like we saw it going on, but it almost felt like a little bit from afar, because I feel like we were still a little bit behind in hip hop down in the South, and thinking like we don't fully embrace everything he's doing. I felt like the other places like embraced it a little bit, somewhat more, and we're like having to deal with him more. We weren't like dealing with him or embracing him, so we were just like, okay, this is interesting, but like we're not fully like championing this guy and embracing him. And like when he dropped shit, we might check it out, but we weren't like loving it and like just jamming it and shit. You know what I mean? Like we had other shit going on as far as musically type thing. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, the main reason for that is 'cause we're from Texas, so
Yeah.
like we.
But I feel like
like
the rest of the South felt
rainbow
like that
hair.
too. Yeah.
the rainbow hair and all this other bullshit
Yeah.
with that.
And the painted nails, I'm still not cool with that. That's
Uh,
become more and more. They've made that more and
Yeah,
more
that
like
shit's lame.
normal. That shit's lame. The
We're not really known for like flashing out.
the MVP of the NBA paints his nails and wears purses to games. That's
Yeah.
like crazy.
You know that. I
And
didn't
he's
even know
wel-
that was happening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm surprised that news or some shit.
Say that again.
make like the front page of the news
Oh,
or some
yeah,
shit.
they love it. What's up with the Kim K thing?
So her, I believe it's underwear brand, was doing a shipment. They found like lots of cocaine in her underwears. 8.4 million of cocaine discovered in shipment of Kim Kardashian brand truck. Yep. And like I said, has been sentenced 13 years in prison. That's not bad.
Yeah, that she wasn't like really part of it, but he just used. Let's see.
I mean, if you think about it, 13 years.
Kim Kardashian is helping convict a cocaine
life.
smuggler indirectly. A truck driver in the UK has been jailed for smuggling more than 7 million pounds, approximately $9.5 million worth of cocaine, hidden in a vehicle carrying Kim Kardashian's Skims underwear and clothing. The truck had been specifically adapted to hide the product in the rear trailer doors. On September 5th, 2025, Polish national Jacob Jankunkel was stopped by Border Force officers at the port of Harwich in Essex as he arrived on ferry from the Hook of Holland, the Netherlands. On May 18, 2026, he was sentenced to 13 years and 6 months in prison at Chelmsford Crown Court following a National Crime Agency investigation. The truck was carrying 28 boxes of Skims clothing when it was x-rayed, and the load was entirely legitimate. Neither the exporter or importer were connected to the smuggled load. Jacob initially denied knowing anything about the Class A drugs, but eventually pleaded guilty to drug smuggling, confessing he agreed to smuggle the drugs for a payment of 4,500 euros. Kim and Skims have not spoken out about the criminal case.
Yep.
Yep. Wow.
That's what we do. That's what we do. That shit's funny.
So I can almost hear that again. I really didn't.
Helping convict a cocaine smuggler indirectly. A truck driver in the UK has been jailed for smuggling more than 7 million pounds, approximately $9.5 million worth of cocaine, hidden in a vehicle carrying Kim Kardashian's Skims underwear and clothing. The truck had been specifically adapted to hide the product.
Well, who was he hired by? What company was he working for? This is so vague and uninformative.
In the rear trailer doors. On September
Bro,
5th,
come
2025, Polish national Jacob Jankunkel was
Someone
stopped
reached
by
out to him, or
But you know what I mean? Like,
thought
okay,
about
that's
it.
like saying Old Navy, the guy that delivers for Old Navy had cocaine in his truck. Well, that doesn't mean the head of Old Navy is fucking selling cocaine. But it's like the trucking company maybe should be looking into who does the hiring around there or something like that. But it's like, who is this guy working for? Was he a direct employee of Kim? Like, almost not, 100% not. But they don't say what company he was working for or anything. It's just very conspicuous, like, you know.
Border Force officers at the port of Harwich in Essex as he arrived on ferry from the Hook.
This is the news we settle for these days, though. People don't even, like. Anyway, whatever. I thought I was a little slow.
I mean, I didn't settle for it. I just thought.
I almost did.
Funny.
That's what I'm saying.
I just wanted to talk about it real quick.
No, yeah.
Fucking sit on it.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny because, like, what if Kim K is behind it?
Yeah,
yeah. But obviously she's not. They're not smuggling it for them to sell. Maybe like
Kim Kardashian has survived a robbery, a sex tape, many seasons of family drama, and a failed marriage to a
She
man
didn't survive a sex tape. She enjoyed that.
who ran for president. But I promise you, nothing in her press file prepared her PR team
She enjoyed that, dude.
for this one. A Polish truck driver named
If she suffered through that, then you should punish her mom that made her suffer because her mom put her through that. How about that?
And if you watch the video, she's like smiling the entire time.
Well, yeah, obviously she enjoyed the act, but if you're saying she's a victim of it being distributed, her mom put it out, so
named Jakub Konkel
That's
just
sick.
got sent.
that's
gross.
crooked, dude.
sentenced to 13 and
I
a
don't know
half
how you're
years
so
in
cool with
prison
your
after
mom
using
after
a
that.
legitimate Skims
Because
shipment,
she's
28
she
pallets,
wanted it to happen.
as cover to smuggle 90 kilograms of
Yeah,
cocaine
she was
into the
even.
United
I
Kingdom.
think
Border
she did
Force
stuff like
officers
that
stopped him
herself.
at the
Even.
port of Harwich, ran an
Yeah.
X-ray scan, and found a
I'm not too
professionally
sure, though.
engineered
Don't
secret
fucking
compartment
quote
built
me.
directly into the trailer doors. Inside, there was
Don't
found
sue me,
90
Kim
individually
K.
wrapped kilos of Class A narcotics, almost 200 pounds.
Did you
of
see
cocaine.
Neon
Now,
is
here's the part that's
dating
interesting.
a
Yahoo did
cousin
all
of the
the smuggling, the
Kardashians or
risk, the
something?
13-year
Yeah.
prison sentence, only for
He is a total pet.
4,500 euros. That is
Man, he
0.06%
loves
of the
that.
drug's street value. He earned roughly 300 euros per year of his freedom. That's less than a gym membership. He is the worst negotiator in the history of organized crime. Kim has not commented. Skims has not commented. An honest X-ray scan and found a professionally engineered secret compartment built directly into the trailer doors. Inside, 90 kilograms of Skims shipment, sentenced to 13 for this one. A Polish
It doesn't say who he worked for. This is real terrible.
But dude, he only got. Dude, they're not. They're. It's on the station. You think they can just work for her? Like he's gonna up and not see nothing.
No, I'm just saying, who
The
did
more
he
he says,
actually
the more
legally
he-
work for?
Fucking her underwear brand. Whatever it was.
So you think they hire their own drivers and use a
Called,
third-party trucking company to deliver stuff?
Yes, Logan. I think they hire their own drivers. But it's like, dude, what? I mean, I get it. Like, I don't know. I want a dude working in an underwear company made for women's.
It was a delivery driver, though.
Do some weird shit to the underwear.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Fucking wears the underwear while he drives.
Wow.
And doing cocaine in the back. I mean, it's shit. If he was moving cocaine, he could have been moving like, you don't know what he could have been moving.
Yeah. Have you heard about this?
Could have been
Trump
moving a lot of things.
The Justice Department announced the creation of a 1.7 billion fund to compensate allies of President Trump.
Well, today, the Justice Department announced the creation of a $1.7 billion fund that would compensate allies of President Donald Trump. It comes after court documents reveal the president is dropping his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. Now, Trump, along with his two older sons, filed the lawsuit earlier this year over the leak of his tax returns from his first presidency. The fund would pay those who they feel were unfairly investigated by the Biden administration. It's an unprecedented move where the administration could compensate Trump supporters with taxpayer money. The DOJ said the president will not receive any payments, but will get a formal apology. The lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, which means he cannot file it again. And Russia will be able to sell some of its oil for at least another 30 days. According to the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, in a social media post, Bessent said it's being allowed so the most vulnerable nations will get temporary access to Russian oil stranded at sea. This marks the third time the Trump administration has waived sanctions on Russian crude oil during the war against Iran. Previously, a 30-day general license issued in March allowed the sale of Russian sanctioned oil to...
I wonder, with the price of oil being higher than normal and us lifting the sanctions on Russian oil, how much money they've made off of oil during this stupid Iran war.
address oil supply shortage.
Huh?
It's so crazy.
Just
Gas is at
extended
$4.20 a gallon.
Yeah.
or it just expired, excuse
Gas
me,
was
over
at
the weekend.
$3.56 like 4 days ago, and people were lining up at HEB to just fucking save fucking 40 cents a gallon. But I get it. I get it. People be tripping. But like, what can we do about the whole Trump thing?
Stop supporting him. Has Iran made profits
Yeah,
off
but he's
oil
stuck
since the
there.
start of the Operation Epic Fury? Yes, Iran has secured significant financial windfalls from oil exports since the start of the Operation Epic Fury. Why? You would think they had lost their ass on that since the start of the war. The surge in global energy prices and lack of total disruption to Iran's primary export terminals allowed the country to benefit from elevated wartime prices and steady export volumes. Dude, this is so crooked.
Sounds about right.
Reports indicate Iran's daily oil revenue jumped from an average of 115 million to around 139 million as the discounts they offered on crude narrowed. Wow. Iran has sustained its oil revenue through complex shadow networks relying on heavy exports to China.
China.
This is so crooked.
This is America.
Well,
You know what I'm talking about?
no. What is that from?
Chop. That was one of the songs.
Ciao.
This is America.
You
You remember that song?
No. Never heard of her.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Did you see Trump in China? Trump, Trump, Trump.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, when he got down, they like blew him off.
No, they did not.
They had the American flags, and they're like saluting to America. They're like
Did you see it?
happy, didn't stop. They were like celebrating. Yeah, I did see it. They were celebrating, like their lives depended on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
God damn. I mean, shit. And Trump's just so happy.
Look
The
at this.
smile on his face could not have been bigger.
Oh yeah. Look at him.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
we go through this little thing. Oh yeah. Oh. Take a little photo. What is the possible reason for this thing to be here?
I have no idea.
They're having fun, right? None of this had any audio. It was like an old shot, like an old movie. Watch. Oh, this one doesn't have any audio. When I was watching it live, they had like some little music playing behind it, like an old movie from like 50s. Here's the kids. You ever see the jumping kids?
Screaming and moaning.
I know. This is so cringe.
Look, he like
It almost looks
put his
AI.
hands together. Facts.
They're not showing the wide shot of it, but the wide shot of it looked worse because you could just see all the kids jumping the exact same for like a long time, like this. It's like, dude, kids don't jump and celebrate like that when they're naturally happy. Dude,
Well, they're probably getting paid. You think they're getting paid?
do this or you'll die.
Yes,
Basically.
for sure.
Look at this. March, 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 march. It's important for us to be synchronized marching. That really helps us win a war. March, march, march. Hold that sword up straight. Hold it straight. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold that little shotgun. Hold that little shotgun. All turn your necks at the same angle. All turn your necks at the same angle. You're doing it wrong. I'm just being stupid.
You're
Isn't
fucking
it
shotgunned
silly how they
out.
all march like that, though? This is like old school type things, you know? You never do that in a real war.
I mean, it shows like
We step together, we step together, we step together. Yes, 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 yes. We all think the same exact thing. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Blow those horns now. Dun, 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 dun. We're still living in the 50s. Yes, it's really old and joyous here. Nothing communistic is going on. Don't look in the back room.
Having too much fun, Logan.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
China's listening in right now as we speak.
Come on, let's go this way. Look at Trump throw his hands up. He has to act like he's doing something. This garden
He's
is
the main
great.
character.
Yeah, he is. He's a total character. Oh, this is great. This is really great. Who is this little guy with the book? This is like all the nerd from all the movies. This little Chinese guy right here to the left with the book. He's like the little butler nerd guy. He doesn't know if he's happy
do you
or
think he's
Huh?
I mean, do you think he's successful?
Yeah, look at him. He's so happy to be there. This is so crooked.
He's living the dream.
Yep. Nope. Look at all these steps. We gotta walk up them. What could he possibly be telling him? This courtyard has been here for 1,000 years, and I really like that corner over there. That's where I think about not
Do you
killing
think he's
people
speaking
as
to
much.
him in English?
I don't know. No. I speak in my native tongue, and you
think that
translate.
translate?
Yeah,
Maybe that guy is there to translate. For him.
probably. Yeah.
新时代大国正确相处之道。
What was he gonna say?
I would call you and you would call me, and whenever we had a problem, people don't know, whenever we had a problem, we worked that out very quickly. We're going to have a fantastic future together. Such respect for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody, you're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth. And
Oh, yeah. You're a great truth teller. That's you, Mr. Donald Trump. I only tell the truth.
just want to say on behalf of all
like
of
that.
Huh? You
I
like that? I only tell the truth.
the great delegation that we have the greatest
Hey,
businessmen, the
Trump's
biggest,
the type of guy who never lies.
Yeah.
For sure.
and I guess the best in the world. We have amazing people, and they're all with me. Every single one of them. We asked the top 30 in the world.
Yeah, the top. This is the top Americans. This is the top, this is the best we have, all right here. The top 30. All these fucking faggots right here. All these cocksuckers.
God.
All these motherfuckers that couldn't lift a fucking shovel. Fuck these people.
Every single one of them said yes.
Yes, we'll suck your cock. We'll never tell you no, Trump. We're from the hottest country where the president can be a faggot and dances to the YMCA.
And I didn't want the second or the third in the company. I wanted only the top. And they're here today to pay respects to you and to China. And they look forward to trade and doing business. And it's going to be totally reciprocal on our behalf. So I really look very much forward to our discussion. It's a big discussion. There are those that say this is maybe the biggest summit ever. They can never remember.
That's the biggest something ever. Biggest load of fucking bullshit. That's what it is. What else? Anything else with the fucking Trump bear before we maybe cover the Austin thing and then we can...
Trumpy Trump.
take a dump.
Nah, dude. Fucking
The Iran war still going on. Other countries are making money.
fuck Trump.
And if you want to know more stuff about the Iran war, there's people that know a lot more than me. Obviously, someone I would like to watch that kind of touches the highlights, and then you can go off of. He kind of hits the high points, and then you can do your own research off of the like things he brings up. But he did a good job highlighting a couple videos ago of a lot of different oil refineries and different oil factories and stuff that are crucial to the infrastructure and like extracting and refining the oil that have been hit that are not reported on because they're quote unquote not part of the war, but it's still going to be affecting the oil economy worldwide. And one of those was in Port Arthur about a month ago. And there was like several others though. So he outlines all those. And then that gives you the opportunity as a viewer to be like, okay, there's been 10 or 11 things that have been hit. Let me see if there's been any answers why, or if not, I kind of form my own opinion based off of that. So anyway, shady stuff going on with the war for sure. Go watch somebody else other than mainstream if you're not. And yeah, see what you think. Do you want to cover anything else, Joey, before we cover the Austin thing?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, there was a shooting in Austin this weekend. We'll watch a couple of, like, preliminary news things, and then we'll try to see if we can get an update. But to my knowledge, it was a couple of, I think it was actually 3 kids. One of them was 15, one of them was 17. I'm not sure about the third one. But I think I had heard, based on the news story, that the guns used, 2 of the guns used, I don't know if there was more than 2, but there was at least 2 guns used, were stolen from the same store. And one of the kids had a warrant out for stealing a gun from that store. And then I think the other kid stole the gun from that store, and then they went on the shooting spree. But saying all that to say, people in the comments of the news thing were saying, like, how the hell do you have someone steal a gun from a store and then it happens again? Like, that's just terrible.
Especially a gun store.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a gun store, but, you know, a store that sells guns. But like, you know, Walmart and Academy and stuff, stores that are not exclusive to guns. But yeah, how does that happen? So anyway.
A man was shot in the back while walking his dog. A woman was shot at while having a conversation outside of a store, and multiple firefighters right outside of a fire truck all shot at. These are just 3 examples of 12 incidents within a shooting spree in the Austin area. In less than 24 hours, cars were stolen, guns were stolen, 4 people were struck, and one of them is critically injured. We now know that according to the Austin Police Department, multiple apartment buildings and homes were all shot at. 2 suspects have been arrested, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old boy. Police are currently searching for a 3rd who is believed to be in the Manor area. According to Austin Police, there is no specific motive for these shootings. It appears that these are all random. We'll continue to update you as we learn more information.
That's crazy.
Here, I want to start off by first thanking the brave men and women of the Austin Police Department, led by our Chief of Police, Chief Lisa Davis. I'm very proud of all of our public safety personnel. Chief Davis, recognizing the need for lots of eyes on this incident, not knowing what we were dealing with, needing professionalism, activated a command center to be part of our experience here today. So our fire, EMS, emergency management, the counter assault strike team, all of those organizations were together as part of a command center today. And before we get into the details of what's going on, I want to take a minute to recognize that, because when we're talking about keeping Austinites safe, having those professionals together, I will tell you, it is wonderful to watch, even under these circumstances, because you see professionalism and deep caring for making sure that our city is safe when they're together. There are no silos. It is one team, and so I am very thankful for these public safety professionals. I've been in contact with a number of people, including the mayor of Manor, Mayor Harvey, and we'll talk a little bit more about all of that, but I've also been in contact with Governor Abbott, who has extended his support to Austin. This was a rapidly evolving event involving multiple incidents in multiple locations, and the chief will walk you through some of that. APD responded very quickly and with all investigative and patrol assets, including Air One. As I indicated, I'm also appreciative of the Manor Police Department and Mayor Harvey's help in that regard. I'm thankful for DPS's role in this, and Travis County.
Go ahead and pat everyone on the back real good.
The Travis County Sheriff's Office as well. You will hear more, but there were 4 victims of gunshot wounds. One was serious, but is in stable condition. The victims of these crimes and their families are in our prayers. And finally, I want to say before turning it over to the chief, is how appreciative I am of the people of this city, the people of Austin, who, when a warning goes out, they're diligent, they pay attention to that, they are watching out for each other, and they're doing it in a way so that our city is safer as a result of that. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to start by saying that our...
Wait, the Austin police chief is a woman? Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Anyway.
Our hearts are certainly with the victims of this and the families of those involved in this senseless violence. I want to share some preliminary information with you, but also want you to understand how complex this whole situation was and how this spanned from yesterday about 3:45 till today. So regarding those shootings, at this point we have 2 suspects in custody. We have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old in custody. The 17-year-old has a warrant for a theft of a gun from the same store that the 15-year-old stole a gun from yesterday.
Wow, how do you like that? Don't you
What
think
took
if someone... go ahead.
What took him so long? Like,
I know. Don't you think if someone stole a gun from a store that, like, Austin detectives would be actively trying to, like, find that guy? Like, hey, someone's out here stealing guns. We should try to, like, find out where this guy is. Like, that should be a pretty urgent warrant. There's so much shit going on. Even that's.
I feel like Austin's so they're so comfortable. Like they don't they don't expect this shit to happen.
So we were first notified of this, that they stole a vehicle from an apartment complex. Later, APD was notified about the theft of the firearm. At that point, we were not aware that these 2 cases were connected. What transpired after that was an estimated of 20 service calls related to these individuals, predominantly in South and East areas of Austin. And so you imagine shots being fired at a firehouse 2 times. They fired at a firehouse and struck a truck into apartment buildings, where officers then had to go door to door, ensuring that everyone inside those homes were safe, and they did that.
They shot at a fire station. That got their attention pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, these kids are fucking dumb. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good, but it's good because it got their attention quickly, but so that they, like, not more people got hurt. Because I wonder, like, who knows? But anyway, I don't think any of the firemen got hurt, so that's good. But
resources were immediately called in to assist patrol, and we started to make connections and identify those similarities, and then realized that the series of stolen vehicles were involved. They stole over 4 vehicles during this whole spree.
What the hell?
Again, there's several challenges in the beginning, which made it difficult to connect those calls and how all those came together. This series of events led our officers to utilize all resources available for their investigation, from technology, air support, K9, METTAC, key APD units, DPS, Travis County Sheriff's Office, and Manor PD, and officers, again, going door to door. From the very beginning, APD and our public safety partners were committed and focused on public safety and protecting the public. Again, I want to thank my partners here with fire and EMS. Couldn't get through these things without them. We'd like to also thank the community for following up on those alert messages. Like the mayor said, it's imperative that people take those messages seriously and they adhere to what those messages state. Again, anyone with information to this related to these incidents, please call our aggravated assault unit, 512-974.
Bro, honestly, I didn't get an alert message, but honestly, I feel like they should give an alert message to everyone on the bordering counties too, because what if you're planning on going to Austin for the day and there's a live shooter up there? You might be like, yeah, I'll just stay away from Austin for the day. But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just cancel your work calls. Like, hey, I'm not.
Yeah, no,
I'm not going over there. There's a fucking live shooter. Stay home. Fucking. Don't call
and you know how many people go to Austin daily that would stay the fuck away if they knew? So interesting. Like I was, I was at a bachelor party in Marble Falls, which is like on the outskirts of Austin too, like an hour outside of the city roughly. And like I was kind of clueless to the whole thing, but like, yeah, I might have taken my time going back to the city or what have you if I would have known or whatever. But yeah, anyway, it would have been nice for them to send a message out to everyone in surrounding counties too. But I know that's just really asking the most. But anyway. Interesting. I wonder My buddy that also lives in Austin, though, didn't get a message, so I wonder how that works. Anyway.
5177. You can also submit those tips anonymously through Capital Area Crime Stoppers. I want to thank everybody for being here. Again, this is a serious situation, and 2 people have been apprehended, and we'll let the justice system at this point, take over. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Chief Rob Luckritz.
Good afternoon. Rob Luckritz, Chief of Austin Travis County EMS. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone that was involved in this incident. Today, beginning slightly before 9 a.m., Austin Travis County EMS responded alongside our public safety partners at the Austin Fire Department and the Austin Police Department to 4 different shootings across the city in various locations throughout the day. Of those 4 patients that we treated, 3 sustained non-life-threatening injuries, and 1 sustained critical injuries and was treated with whole blood on the scene before being transported to a local trauma center. All 4 victims were transported to local trauma centers. In response, Austin Travis County EMS worked with our public safety partners to step up our CASMED program and embed additional paramedics with the Austin Police Department, as well as our tactical paramedics to assist in the operations throughout the day with the Austin Police Department. I just again want to highlight what was mentioned earlier. This truly is an example of how all of our public safety here in the city of Austin come together. The partnership between the Austin Police Department, Austin Travis County EMS, and the Austin Fire Department is absolutely unparalleled and is a prime example of why Austin continues to be safe. And again, we're acknowledging all of our staff and team members who worked throughout the day today and were true heroes throughout the response. And with that, I'll turn it back to Mayor Watson.
We're available for questions, so if y'all want to ask questions, please.
What all happened?
Obviously, there's been multiple shootings.
Yes.
What do we got?
So we had shootings, robberies, auto robberies, and then we had the shots that took effect on people. So 4 people were shot, total 4 people. We had buildings, apartments that were shot into, 2 separate fire stations that were fired into. A fire truck was struck while fire personnel were right behind that truck. We had 2 individuals at this point that were going and robbing cars and then started firing shots at people. We had one pole cam that was up that actually captured one of the shootings in front of a store where 2 people were shot. A woman sitting there, standing there talking to someone, and they drive by and they shoot out their window and striking her. And so a motive, I don't know what a motive is. I don't know what motive would drive anybody to come and drive around senselessly in the city and in multiple parts of the city shooting. And so at this point, Manor PD, Travis County Sheriff's Office, they went toward Manor. They made that traffic stop on that vehicle that we put out, the white Kia. And they made the stop. The subjects got out and ran, and they were apprehended. 2 of the people were apprehended. At this point, there may be a 3rd involved, so that scene is still being handled for public safety measures to ensure that we get that 3rd person. But the 2 that we had on video, the 2 we were looking for, are in custody.
You said may be a 3rd person. Just want to confirm. Is there a 3rd person, or is
there was a 3rd person that the Travis County Sheriff's Office said ran from the car. Now, where this person became involved, we're not sure of that, but we do know the 2 that we were looking for have been apprehended.
And then you mentioned the shooting at the fire stations, a truck being hurt. I mean, coming from a first responder perspective, what does that mean for all of the agencies involved in this when another first responding unit like Austin Fire gets involved in this manner?
Well, I think I think it touches everybody, and it doesn't matter if it was a car dealership that
touches everybody, Joey. This guy back here to the left, he's touched. He got up and he flipped his hair with gel like that to be prepped for this meeting because he was touched by this. This is not a good situation. Look at it. Look at how worried he is right there. He's stressed out. He's touched. This lady, she's calm and cool and she kind of likes it, but this guy back here on the left, he was touched by this dude. Look how she kind of likes this attention, right?
Like I was saying, this kind of reminds me of GTA. Like, this is fucking crazy. These kids just fucking did some GTA shit. Fucking crazy.
This lady kind of likes the attention.
That was struck, or it happened to be a fire station or a police station. These are dangerous.
I mean, her job's.
Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. She's smiling a little bit.
Out causing havoc in this city, and they had to be taken into custody.
That's all she can do.
And they were safely.
Do we know if it was one shooter that was doing the shooting and maybe one driving? We heard that there were multiple different cars. Were these like they just went from car to car stealing?
So I want you to remember talking about the complexity of this, right? And so when that investigation is still continuing, they've just been apprehended. Those are the things that will be determined.
Could you speak a little bit on the timing of when it was realized that multiple of these incidents were correlated with each other? Like a timeline, was it around midnight? Was it around like 4 a.m.
Oh, she's doing the gross cop thing where they put their hands like that.
morning? Was talking about when exactly?
Yeah, so once all those calls came in on Saturday, they stopped for a while. And so I don't know if they at that point decided to go get some sleep, what happened, but then it picked back up at after 8 o'clock this morning when a man walking his dog was struck in the back with gunfire. So that's when, and that description of that car came up. And so at that point, it's pulling it all back together, of all these things in the randomness of it.
So how long does this thing go on for is what I'm trying to figure out.
You mentioned 8 a.m. for that, like for the
8:47 this morning.
Got it. Just in terms of like public safety messaging, I mean, just talking about like I guess when the thought process behind when it was.
That's sick. They shot a couple of people and then they went to bed and they woke up and started shooting some more people.
I mean, that's fucking gross.
That's crazy. They might have got away with it if they would have just chilled. I mean, maybe not, but it's like, whoa, bro.
Fuck no.
Just fuck no.
To distribute those messaging, I think I remember the key alert was like around
they got away
11
with
a.m.
this
morning. Just
shit.
tell me about between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. what was going on in APDs.
Well, once again, it's still trying to figure out, trying to figure out what car they've then abandoned, and then they've stolen another car. And so we found one car, and it was abandoned. So at that point, we're calling in our crime scene unit to come take that car and start looking for prints, looking for the cartridges, all of those things inside that car. And then what car are they now in? What car are they now in? And so at that point, it's just bringing all of that intel together to move forward.
Everyone in the comments is saying they should be charged as adults.
License plate readers. I know Austin has taken a stance against for maybe not using them. What LPR has been helpful in this scenario, and I know Maynard uses LPR.
Someone says it took APD 12 shootings to find these assholes. Incompetence. Someone said the DA will let them out tomorrow if he is not already. Charge the parents too. And then the comments all above that said, smart enough to commit complex series of crimes. Don't tell me they're not old enough to do the time. No house arrest for these sorry hoodlums. No ankle monitor for them to cut off. Put them behind bars. Adult crime, adult charges. They were socially impacted kids? Yeah, right. These are adults trying to kill people. Tell the truth. People of Austin feel safe right up until the moment they are shot in the back while walking their dog. Dang.
That fucking sucks.
When are we going to start treating minors who commit capital offenses like a damn adult? They better be charged as adults. Dang, everybody's pissed.
Did they use it? And was that helpful in this scenario as well?
Well, I can tell you, I think that conversation, we have the Trust Act, setting guidelines on where we are with our technology, and I think that the conversation is right to have. What could that have helped? Yes, it could have helped. And so
I want to know how closely together those two guys stole the guns from that store.
Because we move forward and we can start having those conversations around what that Trust Act, those parameters. I think I'm absolutely open to having those conversations.
And from my perspective, when we talk
nobody fucking asks you
about Austin being safe and people feeling safe in Austin, we need to make sure that our law enforcement has the tools that they need so that we can keep people safe.
What tools are those?
I'm not going to speculate about whether or not you might piece things together sooner. Things might, in this instance, but we certainly know that, what I'll say is this, probably having license plate readers would have been helpful under these circumstances.
Oh, there you go, buddy. We need more cameras around the city.
Say it again?
He's like, license plate readers would have helped. We need more cameras around this damn city. We would have solved this crime a lot sooner. I knew something was coming when this guy leaned back in. This guy grossing me out right now.
Things might, in this instance, but we certainly know that, what I'll say is this, probably having license plate readers would have been helpful under these circumstances. So we need to make sure that when we're trying to reach balance and perspective.
And when we're trying to spy on our citizens, we need to lean on the side of more spying as opposed to less, because we need to know what the hell's going on around here.
Take all of that into account.
When we get these hoodlums with guns, we need to know what the hell's going on around here.
So there was.
Chief, can we come over here first?
Yep.
Sorry, Chief. What do we know about the third suspect? Any idea of who we're looking for, age, and any kind of idea of relation?
We don't. Like I said, the Travis County Sheriff's Office, once they stopped that car, 3 people ran from the car, similar young Hispanic males. So at this point, we don't know what that third subject's involvement was. We do know that the information we had, the videos that we have those 2 subjects in custody.
So the individual that was severely injured and was transported and was in surgery, I was shown an image from his front porch, a very bloody image. But then other neighbors said, no, the shooting happened over at the park, just right across the way. Do we know if he was shot one place and maybe he transported himself or to his house, or do we know anything about that?
I have the address on Ballydawn. is where that shooting took place.
Could you real quick for the 10 different, it was 10, right? For the 10 different incidents, could you just tell the locations for each one real quick so we have just knowledge on that?
Anna, do we want to give this paper to them?
Wait, we can share that information, but it might be maybe tomorrow or later this afternoon.
Okay.
That we could
Yeah, let's wait on that. We've got it all. There were 12 different incidents as far as where shots were fired. So we'll give that information to you all, but 12 separate incidents.
Can you tell
I'm surprised nobody shot back at him. That's the real story too, isn't it? In Austin.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I was in a store the other day, and this dude, I think it was out in Dripping Springs, this old guy, probably, I really didn't pay that close attention, probably around 50 or 55. He had a old school, big old revolver on his hip. I mean, that puppy was huge. It's like, dude, you start shooting around the wrong part of Austin or the surrounding areas, somebody like that old timer, or even some like hood dudes are liable to like fire back. Not everyone's just going to be fired at. Huh?
They're ready to shoot someone down.
And there's cops too that are like undercover and shit too. Like, we're actually doing work for a guy who's like a sheriff, and he rolls around in like a black Ford. You would never know, but like the other day he rolled up before he was leaving, just like, oh, we all good for the day and all that. And I was like, yeah. And like he rolled down his window, and I glanced in there, and he had like a bunch of guns and like all his shit set up in there. And I was like, whoa, Dad, like you wouldn't want to be messing around and breaking the law when he's around, like, because you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like a cop lover by any means, but I definitely want him around when someone's trying to fucking become a serial killer. So,
for sure.
Yeah, but to that point, like, I'm surprised they got that far without someone like returning fire. They're kind of lucky almost in a way. But anyway, you don't have to, if you got to get to sleep or whatever. I'm gonna watch like a little bit more of this because I kind of want to see if there was any resolution or if there's any more details. But if you got to cut out, I understand. But I'm going to probably go for like another 10 or 15 max.
Bet. All right, guys. Visual Games, Joy Flex. I'm a working man now. Can't stay up on that. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And LG, I mean, it's a more lenient schedule, but still grinding. And we're still going to do some more podcasts.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to sign out for sure soon. We talked a lot about the Drake stuff. 6ix9ine, Vlad, Kim K, Trump, China, hit up a lot of topics.
Yeah.
The shootings, all these shootings, crazy, fucking crazy.
We should
I pray the.
Oh, go ahead.
I pray the world heals. The world heals. And LOG, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I gotta be up early somewhat, so I'm not gonna be too much longer. But yeah, we should consider doing like podcasts like this, but maybe just like have the videos lined up a little better. This actually wasn't bad as far as like the flow and like having topics ready, but like we should consider like pre-recording it and then releasing it and see how the numbers do.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I've been saying that.
Yeah, I want to get back to like pre-recording shit and trying that. So even if we do it like we just did it right now, we could have done this and recorded it and then like release it later. So look forward to that, guys. I want to kind of start doing the pre-recorded videos. YouTube pushes those a lot more, so I appreciate Mr. Joe Games for coming on. I know he's got to get out of here. Appreciate him for coming on, providing a few of the topics and providing the commentary as always. Y'all go check out his YouTube channel for some of the old games, or playthroughs rather. And we're gonna have some more music coming out soon, hopefully within a month or so. We're still working on the music, so if you want to go check out our songs, it's Syntax Boys. We got Syntax Boys Business 1 and Syntax Boys Business 2, and then kind of the tracks before that, so y'all go check that out. And more coming soon. We appreciate y'all. And Mr. Joe Games, I appreciate you.
Appreciate that, LOG. And yeah, guys, check out our stuff. All right, it's been Mr. Joe Games, Joy Flex. Peace. Catch you later, Log.
See you soon. Later.
See ya.
All right, everybody. Like I said, we're not going to be too much longer. I just want to kind of see the rest of this news conference. We'll watch another video or two to see if there was any more details in the following days about this little unfortunate shooting spree, and then we'll get out of here. But yeah, I kind of want to start playing with pre-recording the videos and putting them out because YouTube pushes those a lot more. And yeah, just want to play around with that format. So Let's continue.
I guess like the type of places, like you said, we know fire.
Yeah, we know a fire station, an apartment building, a couple apartment buildings, some homes that were shot along the way. I believe as they were shooting at the fire station, they kind of, started shooting before they even got to the fire station, hitting a couple of homes. And again, those officers were doing their due diligence and going door to door, ensuring that no one was struck inside those homes.
Given the guys, we have one final question. Sure.
Given the complexity and the randomness of the spree of shootings, what do you make of APD's response time? And do you believe that this was quickly resolved for police, given all that went into this?
That's what I was wondering.
Well, do I think that absolutely the police department did a fantastic job of one, connecting these. You have shots fired, you have vehicles that are being stolen, then you have people that are actually struck beginning this morning. And so piecing all of that together, again, was complex, but it was done. And it was done with the technology that we do have, right? And so when you think about cameras, could that have helped? Yes, it absolutely could have. But we got these two individuals, and we took them into custody. Maynard PD and the Travis County Sheriff's Office took them into custody safely. They're not injured. And so I think that's a success. But unfortunately, we have 4 people that were struck by gunfire, and we have 1 that's critical. And so that is something that we need to take seriously. And we need to take seriously the fact that we've got 2 juveniles, 15 and 17, running around with guns, creating this havoc.
Is that part of the investigation?
What's that?
How they got the
Yeah, so the firearms were stolen. We know that they stole them, and this was a 15-year-old that stole the gun, but the 17-year-old had a warrant on him from stealing a separate weapon from that same store.
Last one, where does the investigation go from here?
At this point, we're going to get the, they are juveniles, and so at this point, we're not interviewing them, but they're going to be taken to juvenile detention, and the investigation still continues.
Do you have any messages?
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
What store was it?
Court documents are giving us a better idea of just how extensive.
7 hours ago, 2 days ago. Let's watch this one.
Live
first.
now from Fox, I'm Andy Mack. Let's turn our attention right now to Texas as a serious sequence of events yesterday in Austin involving a dozen shootings that police are now.
He was just trying to take a nap when his neighborhood was thrust into a massive manhunt for those 3 suspects. Newland then went to go check on his property to make sure it was clear, only to find those suspects hiding in his own backyard.
What the hell?
They just looked at me like, what do we do? And it was just fight or flight.
The moments a man from Maynard came face to face with the suspects wanted in connection to a dozen shootings.
Well, I came home, was trying to enjoy a nap when I heard sirens and all that. My dog barking, got up, SWAT up and down the road.
Justin Newland had just made it home when a manhunt began near FM 973 and 290 in Maynard. Police were looking for 3 teenagers wanted in connection to 12 different shootings in Austin.
I noticed my barn doors were open, which I did leave open, and I decided at that time to go ahead and clear them to make sure nobody was in there.
Newland checked the front of his barn and found it empty, but when he tried to open the side door, it wouldn't budge.
I had to literally shove my way in, and when I did, there's 2 suspects sitting right there on each side of the door.
Newland tried to close the door and told both of the suspects to remain calm.
I'm trying to flag the sheriff to come up to my house at the same time I'm going to my truck to get my gun. Well, as I'm entering my truck to get my gun, I hear them running out behind me.
Newland then chased after one of the teenagers, gun in hand.
I eventually cornered him at the fence line and held him at gunpoint until state troopers and SWAT were able to capture him.
Eventually, all 3 suspects were detained after a multiple-hour search. They are confirmed to be 17, 16, and 15 years old. They had been involved with 12 separate shootings across Austin in just 24 hours. Used during the spree, a gun stolen from an Austin gun shop.
They've come into the gun store.
This place? Oh my God. Shut this place down, sir. Wow. What the heck? I feel like Jesse Lee Peterson. What the heck?
Apparently, 4 other times to try to steal guns from us. 4 separate times.
Michael Cargill, the owner of
You are a fucking dude. Hire armed security.
Central Texas Gun Works says the gun was stolen from his store. He claims 2 of the suspects in the Austin shooting spree had repeatedly tried to steal from him. In January, one of the teenagers, 17-year-old Christian Mondragon, ran out of Cargill's store with a gun before he was cornered on a Cap Metro bus. He was apprehended by APD, but eventually released.
Unbeknownst to me, he was released from that system into the custody of his parents or custodian or guardian.
And what happened with the gun? Did the police keep the gun? They give it back to him. What the hell?
Cargill says Mondragon was then a part of the group which stole another gun from him on Saturday. A different teenager who Cargill was unfamiliar with came into the store before running out with a gun and jumping into a getaway car. But when it comes to how the teenager was able to get his hands on the gun inside the store, Cargill says he wasn't aware they were underage.
We didn't know they were teenagers, even when the
You don't ask for the ID before you let them get their hands on a gun, you fuck.
Austin Police Department showed up. We showed the video to them. They thought they were 20 years of age.
So,
are they gonna say?
But if we were to walk in there to say, "Can I look at this gun?" I wouldn't have to show an ID for that, correct?
Not initially.
Why the fuck not? Come on, bro. If that's not a law that they should change, honestly, they should, bro.
The shooting spree that those suspects went on.
Lou, come on.
Lasted from Saturday afternoon and went all the way into Sunday. In total, those suspects stole at least 5 different cars. They shot up multiple different buildings and apartment complexes, including 2 Austin fire stations. And in total, 4 people were left struck by gunfire, with one of those victims suffering from life-threatening.
This guy on the left is such a creep.
Injuries. They have since been taken to a trauma center to be treated. Andy.
Yeah, crazy sequence of events over the weekend, a dozen shootings. Marco, I do have a question, because the first individual is so very interesting, as he had to held these suspects at gunpoint. Any other notes from him that really stood out? Because that must have been an ordeal to open his barn and see these kids inside.
Yeah, he said, I asked him at that point, I said, were you at all frightened when you came across those suspects hiding in your barn? And he told me not at all. He said his mind at that point was thinking about his neighbors. He said he lives kind of in a neighborhood with a lot of elderly people in it, and said he wanted to be
a theft of different cars, as well as Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, saying
guns from us 4 separate times. And so this one particular time, they were able to get a firearm and run out the store, out of the gun store. This is back in January. We immediately gave chase. One employee went out the front, jumped in the vehicle. Another employee called 911. I ran out the back door and chased them to the Capital Metro bus station located behind me. They jumped on a city bus. I jumped in front of the city bus. I stopped the city bus from moving. I then had the driver open up the door. I jumped on the city bus, had the driver to lock the door. I then had the driver to call their security. The 2 gentlemen were actually on the bus with a firearm that they had taken from us. I told everyone on the bus no one's leaving until law enforcement arrives. I called law enforcement. My employees called law enforcement. I ended up calling the ATF, having the ATF call APD as well. Finally, APD showed up. And prior to them showing up, this gentleman actually stood up in the back of the bus, and he lit up a cigarette and started smoking a cigarette and pacing in the back of the bus because he was trapped and the doors were locked. So he's possibly contemplating having some type of shootout with me on the bus. So I told him that if you pull out this gun on the back of this bus, you better think twice about what you're doing, because if you do, we will both die on this bus before I let you off this bus. Luckily, he did not pull the firearm out. And unfortunately, because it's theft of a firearm during the daytime, we cannot use deadly force for theft of a firearm during the daytime. If it's theft at night, I can use deadly force.
Wow, that's crazy.
So finally, APD showed up.
Honestly, you should be able to. Theft of a firearm, bro. What the hell?
They took this guy into custody. They retrieved the firearm after searching the bus, and then he was arrested. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms showed up with 3 agents. They investigated this guy, took him down to Garden of Betts, because I believe he was 17 years of age. And
how is that kid not still in jail or juvenile, though? That's crazy.
He was handled by the juvenile system. Unbeknownst to me, he was released from that system into the custody of his parents, or custodian or guardian.
What the hell, bro?
And was supposed to do something, and something he did not do. And after that, it turned into a warrant for his arrest. We were not notified that this young man was actually released. We were also not notified that he had a warrant for his arrest. And I informed law enforcement. I informed the Travis County DA's office that these 2 gentlemen were very dangerous, and we almost got into a shootout on a city bus crowded with a group of people, and something needed to be done about these individuals. So I'm not sure why these individuals were walking in the streets. I'm not sure why these individuals were actually turned into the custody of their parents or guardian. But unbeknownst to us, they wind up in the custody of their guardian. Then on Saturday, a separate...
All right, I've heard enough of this, but wow, it's crazy.
The investigation is into...
The one who asked to see the suspects who on Deonda Lane on Sunday when license plate readers there pinged that stolen Kia. Police say the teens crashed that car off of Highway 290 at FM 973, and officers arrested all 3 of the suspects. Investigators have said some of these shootings were targeted, but others were random, and they still haven't released any indication of a motive. Mondragon is being held without bond on 2 aggravated assault charges he faces.
A better idea of just how extensive the investigation is into this weekend's shooting spree across Austin.
Yeah, they detail each of the 12 shootings, the 4 victims who were shot, the 5 cars that were stolen, and the 3 teenagers who were arrested. Here's KVU's Jenny Lee.
KVU obtained arrest affidavits for 17-year-old Christian Mondragon, who faces 3 felony charges. And those tell us more about all the teens involved and how the spree all unfolded. Police have said the spree started with a gun theft from Central Texas Gun Works in South Austin. Austin police released surveillance photos from the shop on Sunday. According to court documents, the 15-year-old, who police have not publicly named, is the one who asked to see a 9mm pistol at the store, but then immediately ran off with it. Police say that gun was used in all 12 shootings, and you can see the bullet holes left behind at some of the scenes here, from Yucca Drive in southeast Austin, which was unoccupied at the time, and Purple Sage Drive in northeast Austin, where 2 people in a car were shot at. Police say the suspects also posted on social media as the spree was happening, showing Mondragon in a car holding a gun. They say he later admitted to being involved, telling police he was in the back seat of the stolen Kia during some of the last shootings, including the one that seriously injured 16-year-old Jonathan De La Garza, who was on Deonda Lane in Del Valle. Now, we already know this all ended in Manor on Sunday when license plate readers there pinged that stolen Kia. Police say that...
Wow. All right, well, enough sadness of the story. I don't know if I really have too much to say. The cops pretty much caught him, I would say, pretty reasonably quick. Just sad. Let me see if I can give a quick review of the topics. Yeah, we talked about Iceman. I think my 3 favorite tracks were Too Hard for the Radio, A Little Birdie, even though it's cheesy, and I don't know about number 3. I might have to give it another listen. I really like Shut the Fuck Up Janice. I feel like that's not top 3 though, worthy. Overall, not a bad album though. Joey shouted out some of the ones he liked. What Did I Miss was not a bad single. So overall, not bad. I wasn't really feeling the other 2 albums. You know, the one with his mom on the cover had 2 or 3 tracks that were not bad. The other one was real not my speed. So anyway, I feel like he just released all 3 of those to kind of get out of his contract, because that fulfilled, I think, his album obligation. That's something we really didn't mention earlier. So there's that. What else? We talked about the 6ix9ine and Vlad thing. It's interesting how 6ix9ine has kind of had a rebirth of his career, and he's focused on more of like being the entertainer. It's not surprising that he's more interested in being the entertainer and the podcaster and that sort of thing and streamer versus the rapper. But it's interesting to have a rebirth, and we'll see how long he can keep the buzz up with just being like negative and calling other people out. So that'll be interesting. The Kim K thing, that was Joey's story. It was hard to get a real touch on it because like the stories were from like weird, they didn't have a lot of facts on it, but it was in another country. That's something I noticed. It was in Europe. So we'll see if anything comes of it. If she gets in trouble, I kind of doubt she will. And yeah, it's interesting to know if she's using that to move cocaine, or the worker went down, but who knows? We can speculate though. It definitely doesn't look good. And then the other thing with Trump, him visiting Chi, and you know, that's just a big distraction, I think. But it is interesting that he took a bunch of tech people over there. I didn't really cover that, but if you look into it, he took a bunch of tech people over, like Elon and others. And a lot of people are saying, with all the data centers being built over here and all this AI shit coming forward, that we went over there to make those kind of deals with China, and that is not really being talked about. So I have some more AI topics coming up, so maybe that's something we'll kind of tie in with that when we talk about that. But yeah, I think that's a good wrap up for the night. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the topics in the live stream. Appreciate any constructive criticism, things I could do better as far as audio, video, lighting, visual, any of that kind of stuff. Topics better, anything like that. Leave it in the comments. Your thoughts on any of the topics. Agree with what I said, disagree, have a new thought based on what I said, or anything like that, put it in the comments. I appreciate anyone who tunes in or catches the rebroadcast, and I'm going to start trying to do pre-recorded videos and put them out, because I think they get a whole lot better push, and we'll see if we can get more engagement and get some things going. And you can set like a schedule. You can stock stuff up and hit people with a schedule, because that's what really gets people to watching, is you have a routine and a schedule. So anyway, I've been saying that for like a year, and I need to actually get on it. So anyway, anyone who watches, I appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all back here soon. Until you from where there's smoke. Till next time, I'm out.